Bobby here, check it out. Looks like an Ibanez RG560. But before we get started, if you can click and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it, and smash the like button, as they say. It helps with the algorithm. Also, stick around at the end of the video because I will do the solo for the song Madeline by Winger. Figured I'd do that solo because that was an 80s song. This is an 80s kind of shredder guitar, or the start of the shredder guitars, I guess. And I just thought it would make sense. I don't know, something fun to play, so I gave it a crack at it. Hard solo. But as we get to this is an 87 or 88 Ibanez RG560. Not too sure about the exact year because I know that the 87s came with a sticker with the serial number on the back of the headstock, but this one didn't have it. I think, don't quote me on this, but I believe the 87s had a sticker, and maybe some of the 88s had a sticker too, because I know 88 is, I think, the year when they came out, but I think a lot of them were made in 87. This is like the first run. This is a lipstick red. They also came in violet pearl, which I've done a video on that, white, let me see, this is lipstick red, violet pearl, white, black, and I believe a carotene orange. When I first seen these guitars, I remember seeing it around probably March or February of 88, because Steve from Boston had one. He had a violet pearl. This is a long time ago. You know, for the longest time, he had a Kramer, and I actually bought that Kramer off of him, and I actually did a video on that one a long time ago. His was violet pearl, and it was just an incredible looking guitar to me that really kind of kicked off, I don't want to say shredder guitars, but the way guitar companies were making guitars moving forward. Because if you think about Kramer, at the end of the day, to me, they were really just modified Strats. They didn't have, a lot of Kramers didn't have shredder necks. They had a little bit thinner necks, but it was kind of like a Fender neck almost. They had the Floyd Roses, humbuckers, cooler colors and designs. But to me, Kramers were, in a way, like a Charvel, just a modified Strat. So you could kind of do a lot of the things that were happening with a lot of the music out there. You needed a Floyd Rose, a humbucker, 22 frets, became kind of a standard. But to me, this guitar kind of laid the format for all the guitars over the next 20 to 30 years, because when you look at the body, it has like kind of these square edges. They're not rounded, or not sharp edges, but more squared, I guess. And you had a 24 fret neck, and you had, obviously, this is not a Floyd Rose, this is the Ibanez Edge. And this is such a perfect tremolo for this guitar. But one of the first things that was just, I don't think anybody else was doing it, was the recessed, how the tremolo is recessed underneath. So you can pull all the way up. But I ended up getting this guitar off of a guy on Facebook Marketplace. He said that it was his brother-in-law's, who passed away, unfortunately. So he gave me an incredible deal, like something you couldn't pass up, like under $400. And I had to grab it. And for the most part, there was a few nicks on it, so I just did a little touch-up. But I don't know if you can see really from the pictures. It's really clean. Lots of life on the frets. But when I got it, I had to do a lot of cleanup. I had to clean up the tremolo, really clean up the neck. It needed a really good setup. Basswood body, so it's good lightweight, good for sound. The Ibanez Edge tremolo, which is such a great tremolo. I mean, I really like Floyd Roses, like in a Charvel or a Washburn or a Kramer, but I could never imagine putting a real Floyd Rose on here because this just seems so perfect, very durable. And one of the good things about this is when you pull out the tremolo bar, it has these little plastic things, and if they ever wear out, you can always replace them. But you can kind of make the height the way you want it for the tremolo. You can have it a little bit higher, or you push it down a little bit more, it's a little bit lower. And the one thing that's really good about it, there's no wiggle room. And a lot of times with Floyd Roses, you kind of go back and forth with the bridge and it wobbles. With here, like, it's just, there's no play. It's just really, really solid. The pickups, I believe, are Humbucker V2 and VS1s for the singles. Let me place it on the humbucker. And then the humbucker and the middle. And then the middle. And now the middle and the neck. And I'll just do the neck. And actually, I'll hit it clean real quick. So give me 1 sec. So clean with the humbucker. And then the humbucker with the middle. Just the middle. Middle in the neck. And now just the neck. Just wanted to play some basic chords just so you can kind of hear the pickups. Also, when I got the guitar, I brought it over to Steve, and we really went through the whole thing. And these are original pickups, so I was really surprised. I really had to clean the guitar up. 24 frets, which is really, really cool, and there's a lot of access for your hands over here. And even the way this is kind of sculpted a bit, I know a lot of the newer RG models really don't have a neck plate, I forget what they call that, where it's just rounded and where the neck is screwed to the body. But this is really, really cool. Very comfortable too. It's not really thick. Comes with the wizard neck. And I remember at the time these were like, wow, that's a thin neck. And some people don't like them. I don't mind them. I'm really not into really thick necks, and it's not too wide. A lot of times earlier on, I mean, like, you know, probably in the early 80s with Kramer, they did a couple of runs on necks where they were really, really thin, but they were so wide and it was so uncomfortable to play. And when you have a neck that's not too wide, it's pretty comfortable. And this is just perfect. And the thinness doesn't bother me. Rosewood fretboard, and there's a lot of life on these frets. I don't know if you can see in the picture. And really, I think for a guitar that's like an 88 or an 87, I think it's in great condition. I mean, it really looks great. I had to do a lot of cleanup. I don't know if you can see here on the neck plate. It was really corroded. So I kind of had to sand it down, or not sandblast it, but use a lot of steel wool to get everything off. And the volume pots come on them black when you get them, but throughout the years they were just gray and filthy, so sanded them down, painted them black and put a clear on it. So, you know, I'm a big fan of these guitars. I have a Violet Pearl, and to me, I just really like these guitars a lot because they were just a game changer. And I think it looks great. It looks pretty modern too. And the tuning pegs, I'm not sure if they're made by Godo or just Ibanez, but they're fine. You can double locking, so you don't have to really worry. A lot of times I'll see people that will kind of do upgrades to the guitar and they'll put like locking tuning pegs, even though they got a nut for the Floyd, which kind of makes no sense, but each their own. So I just wanted to get a quick video on this. A lot of times before you maybe get on eBay or Reverb, if you're looking for a guitar, give Facebook Marketplace a chance, because I've managed to get a lot of stuff off there. So that's about it. Any questions or comments? Oh, and I put a DiMaggio strap lock. I just love these things. They're solid and they just stay on a guitar forever. Any questions? You can email me. Any comments, put down below. If you guys know pretty much what I was talking about with the pickups or have any more information, just share it. And thank you very much for watching. Click and subscribe and check out the video for Madeline by Winger. Thanks, everybody.